Tropical Depression 1E is forming into a tropical storm and an early May named storm for Eastern Pacific. It is currently located at 12.8 north, 104.9 west, with a maximum winds of 30 knots and 35 miles per hour. It's having a pressure of 1,004 millibars and is moving north-northwestward at 8 knots, with a TCOS of code blue with 34 points. The storm is now outside the southwestern Mexican coastal and is developing into what we should say a minimal tropical storm. Obviously, this is a common sight for a season start, yet an earlier than usual begin for such an EPAC season. It is 130 miles, not nautical miles, from Manzanillo, 5 more from Acapulco, 769 from Cabo and San Lucas, and 858 miles from La Paz. No warnings are in effect for the system currently. NHC is calling for a track that goes northwestward in the next 6 hours as it slowly develops into tropical storm force and gradually bends to eventually north on Friday morning while strengthening into a moderate tropical storm. As when it proceeds moving to higher north parallels, it will begin to stale and approach the shores close to Culiacan and apparently dissipate afterwards. We're expecting a more west-northwestern trend starting from now that we keep going until Friday morning, when it strengthens into a mid-end tropical storm intensity of about 45 to 50 knots. Consequently, the storm will drastically move north and go straight forward as it closes its distance to Cabo San Lucas, the same time as it begins to weaken. The sea surface temperature is currently 30 Celsius, which is extremely favorable for development. The shear is low, generally below 5 knots. On the other hand, the shear from 50 north of upwards is sure to decrease the potential of further intensification for 1E. The GFS forecast is calling for a high-end tropical storm to low-end Category 1 peak intensity with a minimum pressure of 992 millibars and then dissipate right before it reaches Mexican coastal. However, we're not daring to get overboard with it. Having with the rainfall forecast, only around 1 to 2 inches of rain are believed to be along the coastal of western Mexico, which can barely cause few thunderstorms and floodings. And here are the multimodal comparison. The intensity will steadily attain a mid-end tropical storm status in the next hours, with only these SHP calling for a hurricane possibility and HFSB forecasts a borderline high in 60 knots. As it approaches Mexico, the storm will go down in force and be gone by Sunday. The deep layer shear is still not enough to extract 1E's intensification, but as long as it builds up its power, the shear will follow and increase. The majority of tracks are going the same way as National Hurricane Center, except for HWRF, as it bears more to La Paz. SST is likely to begin going down and stop at 27 Celsius, not giving that great support for the system, and relative humidity will constantly decrease as the storm continues and maintains.